start. Please work. It's working.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yay. Okie dokie. And we're centered. Wow, look at us.
We're so good at this.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
World-class athlete. Unfortunately, it was written in her unofficial, not real contract that she can't be fired.
Ha ha ha. You're never getting rid of me.
Oh, man.
Here for the long haul. Okay. A little rude, but it's fine. Look, I'm sure Jess did a great job. However, better than me? I don't know.
Love you, Jess.
We do love Jess.
She hasn't watched the episode, so you don't really have a say in whether or not she did better or worse than you.
I watched part.
You watched the first 30 seconds where we fired you.
Yeah, I did that. Oh, got a new Instagram follower. Gotta learn.
Nice. Patrick Mahomes did something.
Oh, we got an ESPN update?
Oh, NFL training camp. Apparently he threw a very good sidearm pass. Slick sidearm pass.
I hate to say it, but isn't that what he gets paid to do?
Pretty much.
Well, it sound really newsworthy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped a kid at daycare crying about it. You don't see articles getting written about that.
Good for
This
you.
is my job. Anyways.
We're back.
I'm back.
And then next week we might not be.
Yeah.
I will be out of the country. So who knows if we'll have an episode or not. That's
We'll
up to
have-
Anna Kathleen.
To see. Well, it's up to my schedule and Jess's schedule.
Yes. Or whoever else you might potentially choose to have.
There's no one else up here.
No. When are people coming back to town?
No idea.
Still another 2 weeks probably before anyone's here.
Yeah, there's no one here.
Logan.
Yeah,
she
I
wanted
could.
to.
She's not working. Yeah.
We'll see.
Do an episode at the daycare.
I don't know if that's legal.
It might not be.
Or a good idea.
No, it might not be.
Screaming.
Not too bad. Do it during nap.
You have to whisper.
When I take our 45-minute break, yeah.
Yeah. It's an ASMR episode.
Welcome back.
That's what we need to do. We just need to do an ASMR episode.
Oh, that'd be so bad. I don't think I could do that. I'm sorry.
Not for a whole hour. I don't know how those people do it.
For so long.
Like 3-hour videos? There's no way.
How does your voice not get so sore?
I know. That
Like
just,
your throat would be hurting the next day.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't be me. Did you see Jalen Williams was in town yesterday?
I did.
just thought about
I
this.
did see it.
Jalen, come on the show.
Jalen.
Hit us up next time.
I feel like every other weekend, like he's here.
Oh, most definitely.
It's like a custody agreement, you know. It's like mom's weekend, dad's weekend, and
True.
he's like,
because his mom's up here. And
Yeah.
his dad's down there.
yeah, he's split 50-50 custody between Oklahoma and Arkansas. Every other he alternates weekends.
He's got his little doggy with him.
Yes.
He also the other day posted a poll. Should I get another dog? And everyone said no. Because
What does he need another dog for?
I know season's gonna start eventually. How
Right.
are you gonna take care of another dog? You already got one Rottweiler who's still a puppy.
Cute dog though.
It is a very cute dog.
Very cute dog.
Jalen, do you want to bring your dog on the show?
Dog on the pod.
He could have a microphone of his own.
I'm here for it.
Just bark.
Roof. Like lots to say.
Yeah. Could even do it outside, so he could just run around and be free.
Yeah, just panting into the slobbering on a mic.
I don't know about that one. He would have to pay to replace that.
Yeah. Yikes.
It's only like $50, but still.
He could afford it.
Yeah. I
We
sure hope
couldn't.
so.
He could.
I sure hope that he could.
That's what we need to do. Whenever we realize we're like, oh, we need to replace our equipment, we just need to have, like, that's when we need to actually interview a professional athlete.
Yeah,
And
then
then
be
it
like,
breaks.
dude, you broke it.
Let them buy us a new one.
And then
But
we'll
send them a link to, like, a more expensive one.
get a Blue Yeti, which is
Yeah.
like $200 a piece. Like, oh yeah, that's comparable.
Yeah, that's what we had. Duh.
Obviously, it just looks bigger on the picture.
Yeah, it just looks different, but that's what we ordered.
I think it's a good plan.
I like it.
Any pro athlete, if they wanted to come do that.
Yeah.
We won't do that to you, Cade, though.
No.
We like you enough that we won't scam you.
Yeah. Kate would just know, too. He'd be like, that is not what you're using.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little too smart for that. But I'm not saying Jalen's not a smart man.
I just don't think they'd pay enough attention to the mics we're using.
No.
Or I don't think they would care.
Exactly.
Pocket change to them.
Exactly. You can drop money on a new car. You
Yeah.
can drop money on a microphone.
It'd be okay. Wouldn't even put a dent in the account. What a great way to live.
Lewis Hamilton on
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I learned more fun facts about him after we talked about him
Did
the
you?
other day. Yes. What did I learn? I already forgot.
It sounds like you didn't learn.
I read. Who knows if I retained it all or not.
Yeah, probably not.
He's just, you know.
You weren't using the Cornell Notes
he's done
method on it? Or
No. He's done a lot more acting than I thought he had.
what does he act in? I mean, other than Cars
Let me
2
pull him up.
and like 3. Was he in Cars 3?
He was in one of the Zoolander movies.
He was in a Zoolander movie?
I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy.
Who hasn't been in a Zoolander movie?
I didn't think race car drivers in a movie about models, but, you know, maybe.
Let's see. He's modeled.
That's why he was in Zoolander.
Yeah, true. I'm pretty sure he was in it. Oh, I think I was looking at his like IMDb page. IMDb knows all. Yeah, I was.
That's it does know all.
Let's see. The picture on his
It's so bad.
That's so funny. Yeah, Zoolander 2, he was in it.
Wow.
He was old and lame show attendee.
That's such a
Oh, yeah,
imagine his agent giving him like
and he voiced a character in COD.
okay.
Athletes in Call of Duty.
Yeah, I guess. Pop off?
He has 2 upcoming. Oh yeah, he's gonna be in that Formula One movie.
Oh,
with
yes.
Brad Pitt, obviously, because
Right.
he's filming it at Formula One.
Yeah.
And an untitled Lewis Hamilton / Apple project.
Oh. Whatever
gonna
will
get-
that be?
Get full access to Hamilton and his team on and off the track. I don't know if I want full access to him.
There's a lot of access.
Yeah, that's a little too much Lewis Hamilton for me.
Very up close and personal. Was the Netflix show not enough, or was
Our
Drive to Survive not enough for you?
our TikTok F1 fans aren't going to be happy about this.
No.
Yeah, shout out to the 2 people
That it managed to reach.
who think that our
We are
TikTok
so
is F1
sorry that you think
Yeah.
we know something about F1.
themed. Sorry to break it to you.
We don't.
You're learning.
Yeah.
You're getting there. I haven't yet. I'm still lagging.
I've only watched like 2 episodes, but more than you.
Yeah.
I know the cars go zoom. Stay in the lines, don't hit the wall. F1.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
And they make a lot of money.
they do make a lot of money. As long as they stay in the lines and don't hit the wall.
Yes. Yeah.
They make a lot of money even if they do go outside the lines and hit the wall. So,
True.
kind of a win-win of a sport.
I told my dad I was like, did you know Lewis Hamilton was in Cars or whatever? Oh, we looked up what his car looked like.
Oh.
He
Did
was
you
the
really?
only person on the entire production who he got a say in what his car looked like.
Well, I mean.
They sent it to him and he was like, no, I want it to be black with yellow trim and black wheels. And they were like, okay. Lewis Hamilton.
What else would you say? No?
Fair.
I
I just think that's so funny that he was like, actually, do it
Change
like
it.
this.
Do you think he has a car that looks like his car in Cars? That didn't. Did you process
I
that?
think it may have been modeled after his car at the time
Okay.
or something like that.
Because that's what.
Because I asked my dad what color Lewis Hamilton's car is, and it wasn't the color of the one in the movie. But my dad was like, oh, well, back then he was racing for somebody else. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. My dad does, but
Well. Interesting.
yeah. I just think that's funny that they sent it to him and he was like, I don't know about
Change
that.
it.
Yeah. Do better.
Fix it.
Come on, Pixar.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways.
Mike's walkout songs?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go first. I have the Hamburglar from a McDonald's adult Happy Meal. He's so cute.
I like his little arms.
He's so funny. And I love him. And one of my friends wanted him really badly, and it was her birthday. And she was like, it's my birthday, give him to me. And I was like,
As
no.
soon as you lose, go buy another one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that sucks.
Who'd she get?
I don't even remember. One she already had.
Oh.
And I was like,
well,
well, Okay,
Mine.
well, you have 2. I have 1. I'm not
Yeah.
going to give you mine. I don't know. I wasn't trading. But that's my mic. What about you?
This is a perfume that I rarely wear because it's really strong. Lilac Path by Erin.
Ooh.
It does smell very good. It's just, this one's a rollerball, but the spray one is like so strong. I used to wear it in high school sometimes, and I would have to be careful not to do very much, like the tiniest bit, because it lasts like all day too.
Sometimes I spray my perfume and like I get a headache.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it was
whoa.
strong, but for some reason, all of my guy friends were obsessed with it. They weren't obsessed with me, and we were friends. They weren't into me, but they'd be like, "Can I smell your shirt?" I was like, "Go away."
I don't like that at all.
Like,
He just went, "Can I smell your shirt?"
Multiple of them, not just one. A couple of them would be like, "Can I smell like the perfume?" And I'd be like, "Should I just bring it to school and spray it on you?" Like,
sick O's. Yikes.
for shame. But yeah,
Mm.
I do like this perfume.
Do you like the like spray perfume or the rollerball better?
Spray.
Really?
I don't like the rollerball because I
Really?
feel like it's not as. I mean, I don't know.
I keep the rollerball like in my backpack or like in my purse or
Mm.
something. But I mean, I like use the spray in the mornings. Obviously.
I still haven't found a perfume I actually feel like I
really
could wear every day.
Mm.
Because like this one, like I said, is so strong and it's like very lilac to
Yeah.
the point that here I'll just like open it and lace.
Yeah.
Sorry, microphone. That probably is making a lot of noises.
Post production troll is gonna hate that.
Yeah,
Oh, cool bottle.
I know. I like it a lot. But I like
Oh, yeah.
it's like a little too floral.
It's nice though.
I like more like fruity or like a true vanilla scent.
Okay.
But I also don't want to just go to like Sephora and smell all of them and give myself a migraine.
I went 1 year for Christmas. I wanted Christmas my senior year of high school. So like before I went to college, I was like, "Oh, Mom, like all I want some nice perfumes." Because I didn't really have like
Your signature scent.
yeah, like I didn't have like nice perfumes yet, you know.
Mhm.
And so I went to like Ulta and Sephora and I just smelled a bunch of them and then just took pictures. And
I would have been nauseous.
I took some breaks. We took some laps around the store.
They say if you smell coffee in between, that helps.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like that the scent of coffee would make it worse.
Yeah, I didn't. So, but that's what they do at like true perfume stores, you know. I was at Ulta and Sephora, so bought on a budget. But that's what I did, and then I got like 3 big bottles of perfumes, and so I just wear those until one runs out, and then I start the next.
That just reminded me of something, and then I immediately forgot what it was. But I thought it was something funny. Dang it!
That's
It's
a shame.
perfume related. What was it?
It was funny and perfume related. That
Shoot, what was it? It was just there, and then it was ripped. Didn't take my ADHD meds today, so. But I did
make for a
drink.
good podcast.
I did drink an Alani earlier, so that helped a little bit. Gosh dang it, what was it? Something perfume related. I can cut this if I need to, because I really want to remember what it was.
Then just think about it.
What was it that you were saying a second ago?
I got perfumes for Christmas, 3 big bottles. I use one till it runs out, and then I start the next one.
Them.
Yeah, I walked around the store in between so I wouldn't get a headache.
I cannot remember.
We talked about smelling the coffee and how you do that at like true perfume stores, but I was buying on a budget. Got them for Christmas.
I don't know. It'll probably come to me like in 2 hours.
Yikes. You can text me about it whenever we figure it out.
I will.
After we leave.
Because I thought it was a good one, and I don't know.
You want to think about it or you want to move on?
Just go. My brain is empty. It's fine.
Walk-up song?
Music. Yes.
Mine is 21 by Gracie Abrams. I think that's how you say her last name.
Mm-hmm.
Love her. Great song. Also Mess It Up by her is also really good.
Nice.
Those are mine. I don't relate to anything in those songs, but like, man, they hit. Like, I don't know, you know?
I have 2 and they are completely different in all aspects.
Go for it.
The first one is the one that has been stuck in my head since I left the lab today. and came home, and it's Enchanted.
Oh,
Taylor's version, of course.
obviously.
The other one is Roll the Windows Up by Machine Gun Kelly.
Very not on the.
I love that song. That song is like if I'm having a bad day,
Is that what you're blasting in the car?
Anytime that song comes on, I have to listen to the whole thing because it just like gets me fired up. I know almost every word.
I mean,
it's not a good song to know almost every word too, but
I mean, is that what you're like? If you're like driving to school and you're like, oh, I have a big test. Like, is that what you're playing?
Sure, if it comes on my playlist. I don't like usually seek it. Like,
you don't seek it out, but if it comes on, we're not skipping.
Yeah, if I like put it on I don't put it on the queue usually, but sometimes, I mean, I don't know. If I'm like trying to find a song that I want to listen to and I see that it's coming up and nothing else before it seems like listenable at the moment, then I'll just skip to it.
Okay.
You know?
I respect it.
Hyped song.
Like, everyone has those songs. Like, you're not queuing it up, but like you're not gonna skip it.
A good flow to it. And
so
it just like
all it needs.
It just scratches the itch, you know? It's one of those.
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's a good song. But yeah, two very different songs.
We went in very different directions. Yeah.
I couldn't decide, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just say both of them.
Yeah, not the same remotely.
No.
But that's okay. Two sides of
diverse person.
It's really going to spice up our Spotify playlist that we have for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Random. Did you see that they're working on the new sidewalk?
Yes.
That they're almost done. They've already started. They started engraving a bunch of the names and then just stopped.
Yes, I did. I saw.
For context, the University of Arkansas sidewalks have all of the graduates' names on them.
Yes, a lot of names.
So they're making new ones.
Because we had new graduates.
Mine's going to overlook the stadium.
That's snazzy.
Both of them actually will. One of them will be on the hill.
Oh, yeah?
And then I think the other one will be, on Maple, right in front.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
I have no idea where mine will be. I got some time, though. I don't know where they're going next. I don't even know what part of the sidewalk they're going to start engraving on. It just kind of pops up, and you're like, oh.
They just did, 2020, I think is...
Yeah, they're a little behind. I ain't gonna lie.
A lot behind. But it keeps raining, so then they can't do it.
Poor guys. Just trying to engrave a whole bunch of names.
Mm-hmm. They don't even have to do it. The machine does all the work.
Yeah, that's true. It's just a long list of names, though.
I don't envy them.
Not
Thank you for the work that you do.
Mm-hmm.
We support blue-collar workers. And white-collar. We support employees and their rights.
Employee rights.
Yeah, we stand with the strike. With WAG and SAG.
Yup.
Good job. Keep striking. Make that money.
Hey, get what you deserve.
True. Yeah, I was reading some actor from, what's that show? 13 Reasons Why.
Mm-hmm.
Was talking about how they were one of the leading roles, and for the first season got paid $20,000 even after the show got 400 million views in the first season. And they barely qualified for health insurance.
Yikes.
And it's okay, that's just one job when you're an actor, I feel like. But they also filmed for 9 months.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And all this stuff. You should be paid for the work that you do.
Yeah, that's a big chunk.
Yeah.
Well, then if you're filming one show, you can't be filming and auditioning for
exactly.
other things.
And then writers.
Yeah.
Don't get paid anything, which is sad.
The whole reason shows go on is because of writers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, good job, guys.
Get your bag up. Get it, I guess.
Keep picketing.
Yeah, go for it.
It's like that SpongeBob episode where they do a strike. Have you seen that? You didn't watch SpongeBob.
I wasn't allowed to.
I forgot about that. Well, there's one where they strike. And it's the Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there. That's their rhyme that they do.
It's so funny.
That's just the writers and actors.
Yeah. Someone needs to put that.
Unfair.
Someone needs to put that on a sign next time they walk out or something.
Mr. Krabs is in there. Not paying them.
It'd be so funny.
I hope someone has. I feel like they did at some point. but I haven't seen one yet.
Haven't seen it either. I feel like it would make headlines if that was on a sign. It'd be somewhere.
Probably. It'd be on Twitter at least.
Yeah.
But anyways, so would you like to talk about where you were last week since you didn't get fired?
Took some PTO.
We don't get paid for this, so unless someone wants to pay us. Wink.
Yeah, I went on vacation to Florida. I went to New Smyrna Beach, which is outside of Daytona. Had a blast. Great place. Cool beach. I saw a sea turtle lay eggs and then walk back to the ocean.
Nice.
Cool experience. I got to see... So I flew into Daytona, the airport there, and the airport is right next to the Speedway,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where they race NASCAR. And I knew that it was like a big speedway because, like, you know, cars and they go around in circles in it. Like, I knew that. But then when I drove past it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, like, I don't know why. I knew
Just
it
called
was
it the white trash capital.
well. I'm not gonna say I had a great time. But anyways,
No, just the Speedway.
yeah. Well, yeah. But I don't know why I thought it was gonna be smaller than it was. But it just felt like that it went on forever and ever and ever. And I was like, dang. Big arena, big stadium, big arena. Like
The only frame of reference I have is that episode of Phineas and Ferb. Whenever they, it's like one of the first episodes of the show, and there's like a speedway, and it's massive.
It's huge. And when you're like on the runway and you're pulling into your gate on the airplane, you see like the side where like the grandstands are facing you, and like the seats only go like halfway around. Like they don't go fully around. They only go like halfway, and you're like, wow, it's really big. And then when you leave or like go into the airport, you see like the backside where like the entrance is to get in and stuff like that, and that just makes it seem like so much bigger than it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang.
I'm surprised the seats don't go all the way around.
I thought that there would be more seating, but then when you look at it like on TV, you see like all those people like in the grass or like their RVs and whatnot, and so
Oh yeah, like
you know what I
tailgating
mean?
type.
Yeah, and they just like stay out there the entire race.
that makes
Some
sense.
people do, you know, but I was surprised that like the seats didn't go around it more. But I also like, what is it like to watch any motorsport race live? Like it's just one car just like zoom, and then you like wait 20 seconds, and there's another zoom.
Exactly.
Like
my neighbor like works for Goodyear, who supplies their tires, and I guess he goes to NASCAR all the time. He told my dad he could get us tickets if we ever want to go, but I'm like, what would we do?
Right, like it has to be so much better watching it on TV because it like follows up. Like what?
Go buy a Dickies checkered jacket and be like, I'm a racing girl, a NASCAR girl now.
Like I just don't
Zoom.
Like what is it like to like I could just look out my window and watch cars go by. Like is that all it's
Buy me a Hot Wheels.
you get the little track with the loop-de-loop.
Yeah, that's so much cooler.
They're not doing that in NASCAR.
No. Hey, that's a good idea for an extreme sport.
Yeah, just Hot Wheels tracks.
Yeah, but in real life.
But in real life, yeah.
They just have to drive really fast to get that enough centrifugal force.
Yeah, I hate to do the...
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But scarier.
But more deadly.
There's people in the world who would do it, you know?
Yeah.
Evil Knievel style.
It'd be fun to... I'd watch that. If there was a loop-de-loop in NASCAR, I'd watch... If there was a loop-de-loop in any motorsport, I'd watch it.
In any sport.
In
really.
any... Yeah. Which is football players, next time they just score a touchdown, they had to run up a track and a loop-de-loop.
I'm just thinking of mid-court of a basketball. Like a little hamster wheel. No, when someone fouls out, they have to like do a little loop.
Or the really big steep drops that you just like, two players from the opposing teams when they both foul each other, like they have to drop down and see who can get down there.
There's about free throws. It's just they have to do a little whoop. Here, you can knock off a foul if you do it.
Yeah. If you can make it all the way around and not snap your neck, you're down to 4 fouls.
Or like throw up. Or
you won't foul out if you can do the loop-de-loop.
Yeah. We're geniuses.
Someone needs to get on that. Write that down.
Write that down.
Anyways, yeah. That was my Florida experience. It was great. Loved it. I think I came back a little tanner.
Nice.
I ate some great key lime pie while I was
I
there.
love key lime
It was
pie.
phenomenal. At this restaurant, Krabby's Bar and Grill. Top tier. Loved
Did they
it.
claim to have the best key lime pie in Florida? Because every place in Florida does.
I don't know if they did, but I honestly didn't look too hard. I kind of just saw key lime pie and was like, oh, we should get some. Well, they had great tacos. I ate a lot of tacos. They were all good.
You know who has good key lime pie in Florida? Publix.
Really?
Their key lime pie is so good.
See, that's where I bought my groceries when we were there.
I
didn't even think about
They have
getting
good sandwiches too.
Oh, see, we didn't get any of that. Yeah.
Beach day sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy.
Yeah. It was nice. I realized that the barefoot thing, how we said like everyone in Arkansas barefoot. Yeah, because
Florida is a big time barefoot place.
yeah, well the tourists in Florida, not. Because we were like a 5-minute walk from the beach. We went from our condo, we'd walk, and then we'd go a crosswalk, and then like we were on the boardwalk to go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Not very far, right? And it was concrete, not even like asphalt. It didn't get that hot. So the first day I wore shoes, and then I was like, a mistake. There's sand everywhere, and but you know, like it was the first time walking there. I didn't know what was gonna be on the ground. Didn't want to cut my feet at the beach. Wouldn't have been fun. But after the first day, I was like, oh, I'm not wearing shoes around here ever again. We're walking, and one of the girls, Emily, that I was with, also didn't wear her shoes one day. And she's like, oh, this pavement's so hot. And I was like, girl, get it together. I was like, no, it's not.
Calluses, man.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, ugh. I love the no shoes. The freedom of no shoes that Florida offers, fantastic.
Yeah.
Because even you know, Arkansas is a no shoe state, but I would get some looks if I just walked around on those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One time I went to get mail at our driveway and I was barefoot and people were driving by and I could feel them judging me and I was like,
why are they looking at your feet?
yeah, for real.
That's sickos.
Mm-hmm. Nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta pay for these.
Nasty.
Just kidding. I don't sell feet pics. Never will.
Feet are disgusting. I don't know why anyone would be into that.
No, I don't understand.
Oh, well, I do. I watched either John Green or Hank Green, I can't remember, did a TikTok video explaining foot fetishes.
I feel like that's just them covering for their own.
Maybe. I don't know. But the part of your brain that, like, has the receptors for, like, pleasure is close to the part of your brain for, like, the nerve receptors of feet. And sometimes they get crossed. And that's why some people like feet.
Couldn't be.
Me either. My receptors are not getting crossed in that area. But, you know, it's to each their own, I guess.
When you grow up dancing, you look at feet enough that I just don't ever
they're
want
not.
to see feet again. Like,
They're so gross.
I can objectively look at a foot and tell if someone was a dancer. Or, like, if I'm watching a dance video, be like, oh, she has good arches.
Right.
But I'm not looking at them going like, like, ew.
That made me uncomfortable.
There are people in the world.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly is one of them. Disgusting.
Can you support that?
I don't support that.
Yuck. No, isn't it weird that there's probably someone, like, in one of your classes that, like, likes feet?
I've never thought about that. And that
there has to be at least one, right? Like, how many people, like, what are the odds, you know? But you're telling me in, like, one of your mandated, like, university core classes in those big auditoriums, at least one person in your 200-person class has to like feet.
I'm just thinking about the fact that I taught.
Ew, one of your students likes feet. That's nasty.
Well, I'm not teaching anymore, so hopefully I never have to think about that again. Well, while you were gone, I did mostly nothing. I did meet the new softball coach, though. I forgot to tell you. So, fun fact. So his mom is Patty Gasso, the head coach of Oklahoma.
Yep.
His wife is my mom's childhood best friend's daughter. And
okay, yeah, got it.
Moved here, like, it was like he got the job, and then they immediately moved here. So my mom and I ran into them at Target the other day.
Of all places to run into.
I know. And so we were talking to them. He's really nice.
Good.
And I was like, oh yeah, I shadow like sports medicine. And he was like, oh my gosh, let me know if you ever want to come like see what happens in the training room and stuff. And I was like,
Okay.
that would be so fun. I was like, thanks, that would be awesome. So who knows if I'll actually take him up on it, but
You should.
it was a nice
At least
offer.
try. Yeah.
And my mom was like, you should have asked him if you could interview him sometime.
Shadow first.
Yeah.
Get to know him, and
I
then
was like, well, I just met the man.
yeah,
Mom.
then we'll spring it on him.
Yeah, maybe one day. My mom wants to start like actually going to softball games though.
Yeah, they're fun.
I need to be like, Mom, you should get a softball box. You have connections
Yeah.
now.
Yo, yeah, she should.
That would be fun, honestly.
It would be so fun.
There's a lot of very important people who own boxes to softball games.
I imagine.
Like some CEOs around here own them, so could rub elbows with the right
that's what I
people.
was saying. The networking at a softball event, insane.
Truly. Old people love softball.
It's
And I love that for them.
a great sport to watch.
Also, whenever we ran into them at Target, so that he was at Utah before this, and he was like, it was literally just me and my mom. He goes, this is more people than we ever ran into that we knew in Utah. And we were like, wow, that is sad.
That is really sad. Poor guy.
And they were like, yeah, people in Utah aren't that big of a fan of softball, so it'll be nice to like go somewhere where people like it. And like we have fans.
Yeah. I just think people
So shout out softball.
in the South, if it's connected, any sport connected to their school, if they
True.
find out that like you're winning, they're like,
Just flocking to it.
yeah.
Because Utah wasn't bad in softball. They like were in, I'm pretty sure, the College World Series for softball. But I guess the Mormons don't like softball. I don't know.
Maybe not. Who knows?
But yeah, he was really nice. His
That's
wife is
good.
nice too. They have a kid.
Great.
So yeah,
Good for him.
maybe one day we can get him on the show.
I know. Can't wait to see what he does with softball.
Mm-hmm.
Love a good softball game.
It'll be fun times. I guess
That's what I'm
the
saying.
current head coach, Courtney Deifel,
Mhm.
she like coached under his mom, so they kind of knew each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
Everybody's connected. The wife is the one whose sister is married to Bobby Bones.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. I'm getting
Connections
it now.
all around. Bobby, come on the show.
Everyone is always connected. It's
Truly.
scary.
I know if I think about it too much, I'm like, if I like,
If we really thought about it, we could connect your parents with my parents in some way other than like us.
probably. Also though, like I don't know, I just feel like if I were a worse person, I would use it to my advantage. You know what I mean? Like if I were
little nepo baby over here.
yeah, like if I were not even like that, but just like to meet people. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I weren't terrified to ask people for favors,
If I didn't have social anxiety, I'd be climbing the social ladder right now.
it's less than that, but more just like I feel bad when I ask people for any kind of favor. So, but the thought of being like, hey, could you get me to this person who could get me to this person who could get me to this person? Like, you know what I mean?
Your social climbing ability.
If
you have the
tried
ability
hard enough
to climb the social ladder
I mean,
so well.
7 degrees of freedom or whatever they say it is between all 8 billion people on Earth.
Yeah.
I could get to Tom Holland pretty easy if I really wanted to, I guess. I don't know if it would be easy, but there's a potential.
You could try. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
The connections are there, kind of.
It's true.
Maybe if you're bored enough before school starts.
My aunt owns a wig shop, and like the only one in Northwest Arkansas.
Okay.
I just thought of this.
Mm.
She like goes to New York every so often to like for I don't know convention like I don't know
Yeah.
to like look at new styles or
Right.
whatever. And she has a friend that she meets with up there who like does styling for different celebrities like for events. And so she styled Bradley Cooper's like girlfriend or something at one point and like did his hair or something. And my aunt, she got a dog. She got a golden doodle because of A Star Is Born because she liked the one in the movie. And she was like, you have to tell him that his dog is the reason that I have a dog. And I was like, that's the kind of thing I would do.
Like, what is he? That's the same vibe as when your mom's on the phone with someone and she's like, oh, so and so says hi, and you're sitting there like,
I don't know who that is.
what do you want me to do with it? Like, that's the same kind of thing. That's so funny.
I know, but I'm just imagining like
Him just being like, Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
How do you even bring that up? You're like, by the way, your dog. I know someone who has a dog because of you. I'm like,
you can't bring it up without it being weird.
yeah.
Like, it's...
Because I think the dog in his movie is, like, his real dog or something.
I have no idea.
It's been a long time since that movie came. It's not been that long, but
It's
been long enough that I don't remember all of the lore around that movie. I barely liked that movie, so
I didn't like the movie.
it was okay. Lady Gaga slayed.
Yes.
Voice.
I didn't really...
It was, like, sad, though.
I didn't like any of the songs that came out of the movie. They were just too overplayed.
Yeah, definitely.
I just heard them too much, and I was like, oh, I don't like them.
She did good.
No, she did do good.
Them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's funny. The connections are there.
Now I'm thinking of, like, different ways that people are connected in my brain. I need to make, like, a suspect, like the murder suspect.
Did you ever watch Teen Wolf? Yeah.
No.
Oh. And Styles had the, like, little, with all the different colored strings.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Yeah.
Because I could figure it out.
How could we get to Tom Holland?
Well, Drew, Joe.
Drew.
Did you see that picture of Joe today?
Yeah.
The body armor campaign? Oh my gosh. I saw that picture and I was like, yo. I was walking down the hallway in the hyper.
And you had to stop for a minute.
I did. I like stopped. I was like, yo, what is this? And then I kept walking.
Good. Don't stop in the middle of the hallway.
Well, there was nobody there.
Okay.
There was like nobody in the building.
You never know.
It was like me, 2 other grad students, the people who work in the hyper, and then like 3 professors were in there.
Yeah.
The whole building.
This would be the perfect time to work in the hyper.
Oh, most definitely. There's nobody in there. It's awesome.
They're big chillin'.
Mm-hmm.
The people that man the like desk that you swipe into.
Yeah, I was talking to one of them today because she was one of my students. But she's cool.
But she wouldn't be cool. Yeah.
Cool. But so we were talking, and she was like reading, and I was like, "I see you have a busy day. Nobody in the hallway." And she was like, "Yeah, it's fun at first, and then it sucks because there's just nobody here." It's like, well,
yeah, but I love reading. It'd be great.
Yeah, she was like, "But at least I get to read."
I bet she's flying through books.
Probably. Reading.
Not a fan.
I read maybe once a year.
Okay, well, if you're illiterate, just say it.
I have like
okay.
I have like a. You have dyslexia. What are you doing? That'll make for a great TikTok. Anyways, I have like 1 month out of the year, like right after school ends in May, where I'll be like, oh, I want to read again. And then I'll read like 3 books, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done for now. Until next year.
I read all the time, despite the dyslexia. I still manage
powering through. Don't let your disability stop you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Slay.
And sometimes do I have to reread the same sentence over again because it didn't make sense the first time? Yes. So maybe it takes me a little longer to finish the book, but I'm reading more than you.
Honestly, yeah. The extent of my reading is to Twitter.
I was about to say. We're just not surpassing 2 sentences, yeah.
There's a little more than that nowadays.
Yeah, run-on sentences.
Truly. Anyways, so, how far are we? Look at that. We've already made up quite a bit of time. We probably won't even talk about all that other stuff.
No.
Women's World Cup.
Yes.
Go USA.
Yep.
My pronouns are
USA. It's called soccer.
Soccer. I do still kind of like football. I guess we could do that argument real quick since it's in there. Is it soccer or football?
Okay. It's been a minute since because I generally looked this up like a while ago. I'm dyslexic. But it's something with how like the abbreviations for soccer, like football, soccer, like the long official names for it, and then like the abbreviations and stuff like that. And I do think technically soccer is correct. But it's been a minute and I couldn't specify on it.
Which came first?
I think soccer came first, but I honestly don't know. Also, how did we get to the difference? Like, why did we... Yeah, they started calling it association football, like soccer or something like that.
The history. Kicking ball games arose independently multiple times across multiple cultures.
Oh, yeah, like kickball? That's a different thing. When did kickball start?
Kickball.
Anyways.
Let's see. There's lots of... The first iteration was Kuju, aka...
Why did we stop calling it that?
It was literally kickball. It was Chinese started.
So, okay, that kickball makes more sense than soccer or football.
Yeah.
Because...
I think it's funny when they call it footy.
Footy. I do like it being called football just so you could call it footy.
I get why it's called football and why they don't like that Americans call gridiron football, because the only time you use your feet is when you're kicking off or kicking a field goal.
Yes.
But, honestly, why is gridiron football called football?
We'd have to do more research, and then we can go back into...
But I feel like now, at this point, soccer makes more sense because there is soccer versus football.
That's what I'm saying.
So just call it soccer.
And recently, there is a league in Europe now where they're playing like American football in Europe, and it's called the European Football League. You're telling me that's not going to get confusing?
True. Yeah, because they already... Europe already has 1,000 soccer football leagues.
Right. You're... there's no way someone's going to be like, oh, what do you do for a living? And there's going to be some British guy that's like, oh, I'm a footballer. And then you're going to have to be like, oh, what kind? And then you know it's going to be like, oh, I play soccer.
Gridiron is football player. Soccer is footballer.
Yeah. It's
a bit too confusing.
I'm just saying,
but it's also not rugby.
No.
So we can't. Rugby is its own thing.
It's not even,
It's just rugby.
It's not even, there's no debate on why it's called. No one's being like, why is rugby called rugby?
Yeah. I wonder why it's called rugby.
We could dive into it.
See, I think I like the Italian word for soccer. Calcio.
See, that's fun.
That's such a fun word. It's like couch, but not.
I do like couches.
And you watch it from your couch at home.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're crazy and go to games. As if we're not going to go to the ones when the Rogers one starts.
I will go. But it will be called soccer when I go, so I won't confuse it with the football games I will also be attending.
Did you ever submit a name idea for the soccer team?
No, I couldn't think of one.
You should have done the Diamonds.
Yeah.
I wonder if the thing's still open. Maybe
I'll check, and then I'll submit it.
Man, that's going to make a noise because I accidentally hit it.
Post-production troll is quaking right now. Anyways, I do think I prefer soccer over football, but that's also because we have football.
Yeah.
So it's clear divide, you know?
If I was talking to a British person, but that's the other thing too.
I think I would slip up. I think I would.
British people expect Americans to talk about American football. So I still feel like if I were talking about, I'd have to say like football, soccer, or like soccer, football,
or just be like, an American football.
Specify very distinctly.
Yeah, I don't know how people. Yeah, I don't know how Americans and Brits who fall in love and get married. First off, I don't know how that works. How you'd fall on either side. I don't know how that works.
A British person?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People.
Homie, people with 13-0 lead, and you're gonna marry them? Okay.
As if I wasn't a big fan of a British TV show, but people.
Right. The language barrier between American and British, astronomical.
I'd much rather marry someone from any other country.
I feel like I could understand. I can't speak Spanish, but I feel like I could understand someone speaking Spanish to me more than I could understand a British person speaking English to me.
Especially someone from Liverpool.
Yeah.
We
both would be so...
Or any of the UK countries.
An American Southern accent versus a Scottish accent. Yeah. Both of us would be
Welsh
lost.
I could maybe do, but even then.
Both parties would be so confused on the words that we're using.
Mm-hmm.
The entirety of the U.S. can't even agree to use some of the same words, so I can only imagine.
True.
Imagine having someone from the South and then someone from New York and then California, and then they're talking to a Brit, and we're all using different words.
Completely different words.
To mean the same thing. I think they would like blow up.
There are some Britishisms that I do like, and that I feel like.
Which ones?
I think it's funny that instead of saying hot, they say fit.
I was about to say. I don't know. That's cute. Proper fit. Like that.
I think that's so funny. They're like, oh, she's fit, and she in it. I can't say in it. I have to say it as through like too many because like I feel like in American English we say in it, like we do 3 syllables, and they just say in it. I can't do that.
They also say it after everything, so I don't get what it means.
Like it's weird in it, like in it. I can't do it.
It's weird. Like
even like when I'm trying to do a British accent, in it. I have to do the 3 syllables. It just doesn't sound right without it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're making the distinction that we're saying isn't it.
Yeah.
Where they're just saying in it. And like that's not proper.
Well, you know what I did read though? That out of all like the American linguistical differences that we have between the different regions of the US, that a US Southern accent is the closest similar, to a British accent.
Honestly,
which is crazy because it's not.
There are sometimes that I've heard like a British accent, like a super specific one where I'm kind of like, that almost sounded like Southern.
I think and
like Australian too.
Yeah, I think if you speed up an American Southern accent, it sounds British due to the way we say our vowels.
I think technically, I read this, I don't know if it's true, but technically the Brits used to talk like Southerners. And then the rich people were like, we want to be better, so we're going to start talking posh.
So it's classism.
So they just started doing that, and then it like took off in Britain, and then Americans kept this accent.
See, that's what I was going to say, because when you think about it, you got Brits, Australians, and Americans, right? Yeah. Okay, the Brits sent their criminals to Australia, so British people, right? and then they sent their religious rejects to America, right? So also British people. So how did all 3 of us come out with different ways of speaking?
I think America came before Australia.
I think it did.
In terms of like colonization.
Yes.
We're not talking about indigenous people here.
No. But in terms of British colonization,
yeah,
I do think the US came before Australia. But if we're all stemming from like the same, for the most part.
Why do they all sound vaguely Southern American? I'm not talking South America, the continent. I'm talking the American South, where we're from.
Yes.
Yeehaw.
The U.S. South.
Yeehaw. I like how the Southern accents, there's still like super different ones. Like Georgia has like such a distinct sound to it.
Or like Tennessee. I don't sound the same from a person like
Kentucky.
Kentucky?
West Virginia.
I don't know. I've never met people. People up in the Appalachian Mountains. Hillbillies.
I saw. What was it that I saw the other day? Someone was talking about the mountains of like Arkansas. They were like saying something about like, oh yeah, in the Arkansas mountains, and this person commented, Arkansas has mountains? It's like, Arkansas is basically just a bunch of mountains. Yeah. That's all it is, but they're not like the Rockies or the Appalachians.
My friend was talking to this guy from Missouri, right?
Okay. I will hate on my best friend's from Missouri, but I will hate on Missouri.
But Missouri is close to Arkansas, right?
Yes.
Geographic borders, right?
Those are there as well.
Right. And he said, oh, so you're a hillbilly. Look, no hate to hillbillies. I'm not hating on them. However, geographically, hillbillies are not in Arkansas. They're in the Appalachian Mountains. Like, that's where they are, which is nowhere near Arkansas. That's a day's drive away. I was like, homie, you live 3 hours from us. What do you mean we're hillbillies?
Yeah, what?
We are you. Like, what? You have an SEC school in your state. Do I agree that it should be an SEC school?
No.
But it's there nonetheless.
True.
I hate people from Missouri.
Love you, bestie, who is from Missouri.
I have friends from Missouri, but I will still be like,
Yeah. Missouri is a weird place.
It can't make up its mind on whether or not it wants to be a Southern or Midwest. Yeah.
True. Yeah, because have you met someone from St. Louis versus someone from, like, Mack County? Woo! Big difference. And like Kansas City is in a weird like
Yeah.
I don't really know how to classify Kansas City. It's kind of just its own thing. Cause like they've got the barbecue, but no one sounds like they're from the South up there.
Nope. And most of them wouldn't necessarily classify themselves as Southern. Mm-hmm. All my friends from Kansas City don't. They classify themselves as Midwestern.
They just say they're from Kansas City.
Yeah,
honestly.
they just
they're like, oh yeah, I'm from KCMO.
Mm-hmm.
Or KCK. KCMO is way better though. I will say that's the only time Missouri is better. When we're talking about Kansas City.
I've only been to Kansas once, and it's when I flew out of their airport to go to Daytona. I stayed on the Kansas side. I'm not going to have an opinion because it will come back and bite me later.
I have opinions, but I'm allowed to. I've spent a lot of time there.
My friend group's too split for me to have opinions.
I mean, my parents did live on the Kansas side, but they didn't live in KCK. KCK is dangerous. They lived in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Lenexa, Overland Park.
Oh, that's where my friend lives, is Overland Park.
It's like the nicest part of KCK.
Yeah, it is. Area. It's like the same when people are like, oh, I'm from Dallas. Like, I'm not from Dallas, but I say I'm from
Plano.
I'm from Prosper.
Yeah, you're from Prosper.
But like, no one's going to know where that is. So you just have to say Dallas. Same thing as like Overland Park.
I feel like after the first 2 weeks of school, everybody knows all of the suburbs of Dallas.
Yes. Well, it's what you'll get is someone will be like, oh, where are you from? You're like, Dallas. And they're like, oh my gosh, me too. Yeah. And they'll be like, so where are you from?
Yeah.
And then you have to specify, and then you found out you were like 3 high schools away from each other.
There was one time I was talking to someone, and I was like, oh, like what part of Dallas? And they were like, oh, you like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, like, obviously you're not from Dallas. Like, where are you from? And they were like, well, I'm from this, like, little place. It's called Flower Mount. I was like, Flower Mound? And I was like, go away. You're from Flower Mound?
This is a little place.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
okay.
That's like the most popular suburb for people to come from up here.
No, what it does, though, is people who are truly from Dallas get so mad. And they're like, you're not from Dallas. And I'm like, homie, shut up.
Like, just because it's a 45-minute drive.
Right.
Doesn't mean.
I can hop on a tollway and I'm there in 30. Like, essentially. It's like, don't be mad because I got a backyard and you don't. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met someone who's, like, lives in the actual city limits of Dallas.
I did, and she would hate every time we met people, and I'd be like, oh, I'm from Dallas, too. And she'd be like, you're from Prosper. And I'm like, yo, same thing. It's like, this person's not going to know where Prosper is. Like, it's not, like, it's bigger now, but, like, it's not far around, you know?
I kind of have that same thing, like, here, because I meet so many people from Texas that they're like, where are you from? And I just say Northwest Arkansas. Because, like, that's so much easier than being like, Cave Springs. Yeah. You don't know where that is. And then I'll have to be like, it's next to the airport.
Yeah.
Or, like, because I'm not from Fayetteville, and I will not say that.
Right.
But if I say I'm from here, they'll be like, oh, you're from Fayetteville? I'm like, no. I'm from Northwest Arkansas. So
I get a lot is when people, because, you know, I'm originally from Arkansas, so I know a lot of Arkansas City.
Towns.
Yeah. And so they'll be like, oh, like, they'll be like, oh, I'm from Arkansas. And I'm like, oh, like, what part? And they'll say something, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, like, I know where that is. I'll be like, oh, my grandparents are from there. And they're like, you know where that is? And I'm like, yeah. I knew.
I know geography.
I had to drive through it.
I know. People, I guess because people from Southern Arkansas have a lot more Southern accent than I do, so they probably think that I don't know any of, like, the Southern parts. So they'll be like, oh, I'm from, like, Sheridan or something. I'm like, so, like, I know where that is. Or, like, I'm from Searcy. It's this small town. Like, I know where Searcy is. There's a college there.
Yeah, homie.
I almost went to school there.
Where my both sets of grandparents are there. My dad is from there. Like, I know where Searcy is.
Like, I've heard of it before. Don't worry.
I know. They'll be like, oh, I'm from Magnolia. And I was like,
I hate Magnolia.
And I'm like, yo, my grandmother went to college there. Like, I know where it is.
They offered me a full ride, and I was like, I will never live in Magnolia. I don't want to live 8 hours away from here.
Yeah, no.
To go to SAU. Like, no hate to people who went to SAU, but not me.
You couldn't live 8 hours from home. With as much as you go back home.
No. Plus, like, no. I just, like, there's nothing to do down there.
Isn't it amazing that you can still drive 8 hours in Arkansas and still be in Arkansas?
That's the worst.
Like, we're not a big state geographically. Well, I mean, we're not, like, small.
No.
You know, we're bigger than Rhode Island.
But we're not like California, Nevada,
right. Texas,
Utah,
Alaska, you know.
Alaska is just the size of Europe.
Yeah.
Basically. Not really, but close.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you could. It's still in the
Sometimes I think
same
about-
place.
Sometimes I think about how Italy is the same size as the state of Florida.
Is it?
Just about, yeah. And they're both peninsulas, so it's like you can just stack them right on
Oh my
top of
gosh.
each other.
Is
I think Florida's
is
a little bit smaller.
Italy Europe's Florida?
No.
Oh.
Europe's Florida is like,
What would be Europe's Florida?
what's like a lawless country? See, I
don't know.
In America, I just compare Arizona. I feel like Arizona is the Florida of the West. But what would be the Florida of Europe? Definitely not Italy. Italy's
Not
way
really.
cooler.
Okay. I imagine.
And like prettier.
Yeah. No hate to Florida though. We love Florida. Where else would we get our key limes from to make key lime pie?
True.
Other than
Love
those
the
Florida
key lime
keys.
pie. I love the keys. They're very pretty. Man, what would be like your Florida of Europe?
I don't know. I've never been.
My brain, I want to say Belgium, but I don't think. I feel like
That's
Belgium is
so-
like chill.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the first thing that came to mind.
I feel like Belgium would be like Connecticut.
Who's like the least favorite country in Europe?
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like British is because it like Brexit.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of went and did their own thing and like have Boris Johnson and like I feel like England
England?
and they're like removed from the rest of
Is
Florida.
the Florida?
Not from the rest of Europe.
So England is Europe's version of Florida?
I don't know. I feel like it could be considered that. It's like just kind of its own because I feel like everywhere else in Europe, I just wouldn't consider any of these other countries.
Yeah, they wouldn't be
Florida-ish.
Yeah.
Like in terms of both vibe and
People.
yeah. Sorry, UK. You guys are the Florida of Europe, in our opinion. Someone's gonna like
In our
hate
very
us for-
limited opinion.
People are gonna be mad about that one. Hey, I've spent enough time I spent one day in too many in London Heathrow Airport.
And that was enough for you to know that this is Florida.
Exactly. I mean, Manchester alone. I feel like that says enough. Yeah.
That's so funny.
My mom and I were talking, this is so random, more geography things. We were talking about how weird some of the names of towns in New Jersey are. They have a town, so they have Cape May.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a town called the Cape May Courthouse. And it's not even next to Cape May. It's like up the highway. Like 15-minute drive. My mom used to live there.
Yeah.
When she was doing some kind of rotations for nursing stuff.
Papa.
Her mom's side of the family was from New Jersey, so she went and like lived with them for a bit.
Yeah.
In Cape May Courthouse.
Okay.
But they also have a Miami Beach.
Not the same as in Florida.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Dennis. What was the other one that I thought was really funny? Egg Harbor City.
Egg
That's
Harbor
not even-
Township.
Those aren't even near harbors. Those are inland. There's no water in either of those places.
Also, why egg?
Exactly. Like, what was the other one that I thought was funny? I don't know. Plumstead.
That's so funny.
But who named Cranberry? Not Berry. Bury. I just want to meet the people who like named New Jersey. Because it's nowhere else in the world could have these names except for New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like it's such a New Jersey thing to have these like weird town names. But also
it is very on brand.
Yeah. It just I don't
But
know.
also like not all of them are weird.
Right. They also have a Little Egg Harbor Township.
How close is that to Egg Township?
Over here, I mean that's a little bit of a drive. There's all three different eggs.
They make a triangle.
Why are there so many egg related places
Maybe
in New Jersey?
could it have been someone's last name? And
Whose last name is Egg?
I don't know. We
And
spawned from Brits. Like who knows what their
kid
last
was
name?
Little Egg.
That's so bad.
Like I don't know. They have a Manchester. See?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a Paris, Texas. We have a London, Arkansas.
Yeah. We have a Paris, Arkansas.
We do have a Paris, Arkansas.
I also like New Brunswick, East Brunswick, South Brunswick.
They don't got an Old Brunswick though.
So, well, Brunswick is in
Yeah, I know.
England. So maybe New Jersey is and England are New Jersey, England, and Florida can all just kind of
together.
Together.
Wow.
Hmm.
I think someone from New Jersey would give someone from England like a heart attack. Like Jersey Shores would give them a stroke.
No, chavs are like
That's
Jersey
true.
girls,
Yeah.
like
That would be their equivalent.
them and like the snooky like Jersey Shore people could be friends.
They'd get along.
They wear the same makeup.
Yeah.
And clothes.
Mm-hmm. That is very true. Yeah.
I miss that trend whenever Americans were making fun of chavs.
It was so funny.
They do such aggressive like
It's
baking
so
and then
good.
contour. Oh, and the lashes. And they still do the foundation as lipstick.
Yeah.
Leave that in 2008.
It's not good.
No, we've grown.
Evolved.
I think it's so funny how people in Europe are like, we have so much like higher fashion than America. Like our fashion is miles ahead of y'all. Y'all are stuck in 2009.
And it'll be like something I wore 3 years ago.
Just wait. When you go to Italy next year, every man you see is just going to be wearing like a Ralph Lauren t-shirt and like plaid golf shorts and a fedora. and leather flip-flops.
Ew.
And those are the local Italians with high fashion.
That's what, in like elementary school, when we had free dress day, we didn't have to wear a uniform. That's what guys would wear. Do you think, you know how like in middle school, at least in the US, every boy goes through that like Nike highlighter phase?
Yeah, like the neon.
Yeah, do they
and,
have
like,
that?
The ankle high socks.
Do they have to go through that in any European country as well, or do you think they
I feel
just
like
skip that?
I feel like British people would do that.
British,
But it's
Brits
like
would?
they all have to wear uniforms to school, so I feel like as soon as they
That's
like
true.
get home, they're trying to flex their like neon Nikes.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Terrible time, man. I thought that maybe they got to escape that. I feel bad for them on that one.
I don't think there's any escaping that phase.
Witness that. That's terrible.
Even now with like social media kids,
You have.
I feel like you still can't escape that period of time.
It's bad. It happens, you know? You got. Every 10-year-old
canon
boy has to
event.
go through it. Yeah, it is.
I just see.
I
In my
just
school,
didn't
it
know
wasn't
Nike
even
could
10.
make clothes
At my
that
school,
white.
it was like 13.
Yeah,
that the guys would do it.
it's from like 5th grade to like middle of 8th grade.
Yeah,
And
definitely
then-
8th grade. I feel like is when they
Yeah, because
maybe even
like,
into freshman year though. It can kind of bleed into
Yeah.
it. Like they keep wearing like the high ankle Nike
Mhm.
socks,
but then they kind of see how the other high schoolers dress.
and they start wearing navy blue.
Yeah.
That's like the next color in the like progression.
That's how my brother did. We went back like before he started his freshman year of high school.
Uh-huh.
He bought a lot of Nikes, and it wasn't like the neon stuff, but it was a lot of Nike. And my mom was like, you know, people in high school wear something other than Nike.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to wear athletic wear all the time. Like it's okay to not.
Yeah,
And then he like came
Well,
back from like his first week of high
he's
school,
probably seen a college athlete before and
Yeah.
thinks that's how everybody dresses.
and he was like, "You're right, Mom. They don't all wear Nike." And my mom was like, "Okay, you want to go back to the store?"
Yeah,
I just thought it was so funny.
let's take you to Kohl's.
Prosper wasn't big enough for a Kohl's. We
Really?
didn't have one. We just got a Kohl's
Hmm.
a year or two ago.
Kohl's comes in clutch, honestly. Like,
Truly, sometimes it does.
Mhm.
I got 2 bathing suits from there. Love them.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
And like Dillard's.
Yeah.
Dillard's is so expensive though.
It is. It has. I feel like it's gotten more expensive lately.
I love though at New Year's they always have a swimsuit sale and everything is so cheap.
I
It's
do
the
love
best.
Dillard's though. You can find everything in Dillard's
Mm-hmm. And more.
and more.
Dillard's is a good store. Based in Arkansas,
Yes.
Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
One of the family members is married to a Duggar.
Crazy. I think one of the people in that family went to my school in Little Rock with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not in my grade. Younger than me. Like a great granddaughter or something like that. But yeah.
Interesting. I was telling Jess, so now that she lives closer to you,
Mm-hmm.
there's a way to get to my family's house that's not the highway.
Oh yeah.
So if you
Oh, where was that when we?
Well, it's not good to drive at night because it's really curvy and
Oh,
like,
yeah,
but it's
that's
really
right.
pretty drive during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So like coming out of y'all's neighborhood, if you turn right instead of left and
Yeah.
go to that light and then turn right at that light, it takes you down these back roads. and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I go that
And
way to
you-
the airport.
Yeah, and you pass like the road to go to the Duggar's house
Yes.
on that road.
Mhm.
And I was telling her that, and she was like, "You have to show me
They-
sometime."
I don't think I I
will
knew.
take you to the dump to go because they live across from the dump.
Like, I knew where, like, that the Duggars were up here, but I didn't realize until I was up here, like, truly how close,
Yeah.
like, the house was.
We used to run into their daughters a lot, like, certain daughters a lot at Walmart. I, like, never see them anymore, but, like, the oldest daughter, Jana, I think, we used to see at Walmart all the time.
That's so funny.
Like, my dad and I were in the car one time, and he goes, "Is that a Duggar?" Which, like, he went to high school with the parents, so I guess he can spot them in the crowd easier.
Pick them out.
But I was like, yeah, it is, actually.
It's so funny.
It's just like a jump scare when you see them in public.
It truly is. Like, you forget that they're, like...
You're like, oh, that's Jim Bob's spawn.
Like, you wouldn't... Like, you just forget that they're, like your neighbor, basically. You know?
And you forget, like, you kind of realize, like, oh, yeah, they were, like, really famous for a while.
Right.
And now their son is in prison for good reason.
Wow. Ha 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 ha. How fun.
Tea. This is not tea, this is water. Hydrated queen.
Go for it.
I am never a hydrated queen, actually. I do not drink enough water.
What a shame.
I'm getting better.
Gotta drink your water.
Mm-hmm.
Stay hydrated.
Wow, we're an hour.
We didn't even get through, like, any of the topics we had written out.
The wind always takes us where we need to go.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, we can talk about football next time when we come back, and we're a lot closer to football season.
Yes.
Almost
there.
I'm going to see Barbie tomorrow. I'm excited.
Lucky you.
And Oppenheimer, but I'm more excited for Barbie, obviously.
Yeah, you mentioned it first.
Oppenheimer is not for the laughs. It's for the sad, like, depression. And then Barbie is for intellectuals.
Something like that.
Yeah.
What are you seeing first? Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
Good. You have to.
Yeah, and we're seeing them, like, back to back.
back.
Like, there's, like, no break in between.
It's a lot of movie theater
we're gonna,
time.
Like, come out of watching the nuclear bomb go off and then be like, okay, Barbie time.
Okay, let's see.
Although I hear Barbie is like a crying movie, so
yeah, the reactions from Barbie have been.
I've seen like every spoiler on TikTok.
Yeah, I have seen.
That's just my whole For You page now, which I'm fine with it, honestly. But like every time I see something, I'm like, I'm gonna be sobbing this like whole entire 2 hours of that movie.
Yeah,
but I'm excited for it.
It's a good movie.
I'm excited to see the Kenergy in action.
It's so funny.
Ryan Gosling. Love him.
So good. I do love him.
I don't know how anyone doubted him as Ken.
Truly, I was like, for it.
People are still.
The whole time.
I don't know how people are bold enough to admit still, like, oh, I doubted his ability to be Ken. And I was like, what?
When he was announced as Ken, I was elated.
He's always been Ken.
He is Ken.
He has been and always will be the Kenniest Ken.
He was.
Have y'all not seen him dancing when he was like 12?
Homie was typecasted. Like, let's be real. He was born for this role.
He was bred to be Ken.
Might take it a little too far with that one.
Like that, but he was meant for this role, and I don't know how anyone could have doubted that.
Yeah, truly.
But yeah, Women's World Cup. Yay.
Yep. Go women. Go women's soccer.
I'm gonna say go Hogs. Don't think there's any Razorbacks playing.
I don't think
go Hogs anyways though. Go Hog. Woo Pig always.
Yeah. Even when they're not playing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like apparently there's some former Razorback playing golf right now, or that was playing in like the Open or something. I don't know.
I haven't watched golf enough.
I don't either. I just got a notification from like Hogs.
Oh yeah.
That was like so and so is golfing internationally. And
like,
I was like,
dang, that's crazy.
Good for that guy, I guess.
Yeah. Pop off.
Yeah.
Go you.
Hogs.
Go Hogs. Woo Pig.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Anyways.
So we got.
May or may not see you next week. I won't. She might.
And we might. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be my turn to get fired.
Yep.
I will be in Belize.
How fun.
And then probably vlog.
You should.
I'll make little travel TikToks. I'll be a travel TikTok girly. Just like
good.
We're doing a night hike to go see like nocturnal animals.
That's kind of cool.
I love a good night hike,
I'm for it.
mostly to see the frogs.
Oh, yeah.
The little South American or Central American frogs are so cute.
Are they?
The little poison
Oh,
ones, 'cause
yes,
they're
yes.
so colorful.
Yes.
And like the tree frogs, the big green tree frogs.
Yes.
I want to see one so bad. They're so cute.
They are cute. Deadly.
Only if you eat them.
Mm.
The tree frogs aren't.
No,
the
tree
poison
frogs are not.
ones.
No, just the poisonous ones.
No. But when we went pre-COVID to Costa Rica, some guy put a big tree frog on. He like put 4 of them on my arms, and I was like, "This is the best day of my life."
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could. 4 might be too. 1 for a little bit. I think I could do. 4, the feeling of them, I might overthink it.
Fair.
It might wig me out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a texture thing.
I don't like most textures, but for some reason I'm okay with frogs.
Oh yeah, the texture of frog I can do. Anything else?
Honestly, yeah.
So,
I don't know. I'm excited. Maybe I'll take little videos of froggies.
yeah.
The little green ones.
I want to see videos of the frogs.
I'll pull up pictures here in a second. Maybe I'll put up a picture of a poison dart frog here.
Those are always my favorite.
Google stock image because I won't leave until next week. But
yeah. I don't know. Those are my favorite, like, at the zoo. When you get to walk through that exhibit and it's all the poisonous frogs. They're so cute.
The little green and black
So
ones
deadly, but they're so cute.
I love why they're called poison dart frogs?
Mm-mm.
Because not Indians, but like Native Americans would rub darts on
that's right. Yeah.
slime. Because that's the poisonous part.
Right.
And then when they would shoot things, it poisoned them.
There you go.
And the only reason that poison dart frogs are like have poison is because of the like bugs that they eat. So like the ones in the zoo, they just don't feed them poisonous stuff and they're not poisonous. So if one were to get out and an animal ate it, it wouldn't like kill them.
Yeah. Smart thinking, I guess.
Anyways, good chat.
That's all we got.
Fun times.
Go be a world-class athlete.
Go be a world-class athlete. Woo pig. Bye.